Alright, what's going on, guys? It's Luke here. Today we're going to be running through how I'm going to be trading the week of March 9th to the 13th, 2026. I'm going to go through basically everything on my chart, what I have marked out. Even though this does not look like the greatest price action, it is a bit hard to give pure analysis when price looks like this, but I'm going to do my best, show you guys what I have marked out on my charts, and then we're going to go through the news day by day, tell you guys how I'm approaching everything. So yeah, I'm going to pause the video really quick, and then we're going to get right into this. Okay, so let's start on the higher time frames and work our way down. Starting out on the monthly, obviously, we still really have we've just been rejecting, we've just been ranging in the same spot. Again, on the monthly, eventually I do want to see price rebalance into this monthly gap, but I'm not sure exactly when that's going to happen. As you can see, we just keep rejecting, and our monthly candle right now is just very indecisive. We've pushed up, we've pushed down. It really hasn't had any direction yet on this monthly candle. Going over to the weekly, as we can see, the exact same thing. The last 2 weeks have just been very indecisive close, and we're still trapped in this weekly range, so we really have no pure direction yet. We do have a ton of low resistance, not low resistance, but just a lot of built up higher time frame liquidity. We have all these weekly lows down here being built up. And we also have this gap. We have a ton of stuff that we can come down and rebalance, but we just need to break out of this range to really have strict to have a really strict analysis, to have a really clear analysis. So on my weekly chart, what I have marked out right now is this weekly high right here. I have previous week's high, previous week's low, then we have this weekly low down here. So again, really not too much going on the weekly. We did end up sweeping out these weekly lows right here, but let's go over to the daily, and the daily looks even worse, just very choppy. So what we had was this bearish SMT, price came down. We ended up putting in another bearish S&T. I just don't have it marked. It was off these highs right here, and that ended up sending price down a bit more. And now we have a bullish S&T kind of. I wouldn't really consider this a bullish S&T. I just think it's the bearish S&T playing out. But I just have it marked out for the purpose of that. I'll explain that in a minute. But basically, this is what I have marked out on my charts. I have this weekly high right here. I have previous week's high. I have previous week's low. I have this daily low right here from February 6th. And then I have this weekly low all the way down here. Now, if we look at ES, this is where we kind of build up a little more of our direction. So let me explain really quick. So we look at ES, we start on the higher time frame on the monthly. Our monthly candle is obviously more bearish, therefore we know that ES is kind of leading bearish. We look on the weekly, it's actually breaking out of this weekly range. So that's what I mean. We can kind of get some guidance from ES here, because we see that ES is actually maneuvering out of that range. We look at the daily, our Friday candle closed very strong bearish, and it closed below actually all of these lows right here. So it's starting to look like it wants to actually break out of this range. So for ES, what I have marked out, I obviously have that weekly high up here, which was the S&T high. We have previous week's high, and then we have this daily high, because again, I said we did have another bearish S&T. You look here, NQ put in a higher high right here, ES put in a lower high, but I'm kind of just marking out this one up here. Then I have previous week's low, obviously, and this weekly low. And again, as you can see, ES already came down and swept out those February 6 lows. And if you look at NQ hasn't taken them out. So it's not really an S&T. It's more just ES is leading. I just have it marked out just for the purpose of if we do get some type of reversal. But you can see that ES just swept out these lows right here. So you really need to be paying attention to ES this week, I feel like, because again, ES looks like it's our leading index. It's leading the way down. So we really need to pay attention to what ES is doing. So what I'm looking at is ES mainly, like I said, and I want to see if ES can trade below previous week's low, and then I think that's going to give us good guidance on the rest of the week. If ES can trade below this previous week's low, continue to displace lower, continue to trade towards this weekly low, then I'm going to expect NQ to want to flush through all of this previous week's low, this daily low, this weekly low, and then potentially lower. So I'm really watching ES. So again, if ES trades below this previous week's low, continues to displace, gives us continuations lower towards this next draw on liquidity, which again is this weekly low at 65.84, then I expect NQ to continue to flush. But if ES wants to sweep out this previous week's low and then continue to rally to the upside, then I'm expecting NQ to probably want to break back into the range and just continue higher. So this is what I'm watching. I'm really watching ES's reaction here, potentially off this previous week's low. If we continue to displace lower on ES, I'm expecting NQ to follow. if ES wants to manipulate and then continue to displace higher, then I'm expecting NQ to probably want to push higher in the short term. Although I am favoring bearish because we have all of this built up low resistance liquidity. So right now we're obviously in the middle pretty much of previous week's high and previous week's low. We're pretty much just trapped in the middle. Like there's really nothing. We just need to look to see for price to trade towards one of those. So if ES continues to displace lower, I'm looking for continuations lower towards previous week's low. And I'm assuming if we get below previous week's low, we're just going to run through all of this because it's literally right there. So from here, what I expect if we do get continuations lower, like I said, if we start displacing lower, I'm looking for a continuation to take out the sell side. Now from here, this is where you kind of have to, it's like a make or break kind of situation because at this point, you're really starting to break out. If we get below these higher time frame sell side draws, this is going to be like a make or break from here. If we continue to displace lower, I'm expecting price to flush down potentially into take out all of this. But if we do want to break back in and reverse, then I'm looking for price to honestly come back in and rebalance this range. And then we'll kind of see from there what it wants to do. It could either continue back lower from there, or it could just honestly break back to the upside and continue higher from there. So I feel like this sweep here is going to be like a make or break kind of zone, right? So again, if price displaces lower, I'm looking for continuations lower. And then from here, if we get below that weekly low, if we continue to displace past this weekly low, I'm looking for down here. And if we reverse, I'm looking for price to break back into the range, rebalance, and then either continue or continue back up. It's really going to depend, but we can make that like assessment like when that actually occurs, right? But if ES wants to just come back and just continue to push higher right away at the start of the week, then what am I expecting? I'm expecting NQ to kind of just run back towards previous week's high, displace like this, and then I'm looking for a move like that. Now, do I expect that? I don't know. I can't really be sure, but I'm expecting bearish. That's my bias coming into the week just because of how the sell side is looking. That's just what I'm expecting. But again, it's going to depend on ES. So I'm going to run through this one more time. If ES continues to displace lower, I'm looking for NQ to displace lower. If ES wants to sweep and reverse, then I'm looking for NQ to push back bullish, right? So if NQ comes down, it starts displacing lower, I'm looking for continuations down here. And from here, again, if we continue, we're going lower down to here, or we're looking for a reversal back in to rebalance the range. That's my idea. But if ES wants to continue bullish, then we're going to be looking for a move like that. But obviously, I'm preferring sell side. It's just looking a lot more bearish to me. And I'm assuming it's just ES being the leading index. You have to look at it like that. So you really need to be watching ES. This is all I have marked out on my chart, guys. It's really hard to kind of get like clean analysis when price looks like this, but those are my ideas. This is what I have marked out on my charts. And now I'm going to go through the news really quick, so we'll run through that day by day. Starting off on Monday, no news Monday, and this is CPI week. So personally for me, I will be trading. I just will be de-risking just because, again, it's a no news Monday pre-CPI. I'm still willing to trade if I see a good setup. I'm not forcing anything, looking for something clean, but I will be trading, just de-risked. Same thing on Tuesday, no news. The day before CPI, I will be trading, just de-risked, waiting for something really clean. But we'll see how price action is that week. We'll see that day, Monday and Tuesday, and we'll see what's going on. But I will be trading, just de-risked. Going over to Wednesday, we have CPI, which is our main event of the week, and this is at 8:30. So I expect obviously good volume and volatility on Wednesday. Hopefully we get a good data wick to trade towards that we can use as a draw on liquidity. But for CPI, basically all I'm doing is trading normally at market open, really nothing else. Normal trading day at market open. Going over to Thursday, same thing, unemployment claims, 8:30, expecting pretty decent day of price action again. This would be a normal trading day again for me at market open. And then going over to Friday, we have 8:30 red folder, we have core PCE, we have prelim GDP, and then at 10 we have JOLTS job opening. So when I have 10 a.m. red folder news, as you guys know, I trade normally from 9:30 to 9:50. If I don't have any trades by 9:50, I wait for 10 a.m. news, kind of see what the 4-hour candle wants to do at 10 a.m. and then kind of reassess from there and then start trading after 10. So that's pretty much it, guys. Normal trading all week, just de-risking Monday, Tuesday, then Friday following that 10 a.m. protocol. But that's pretty much it, guys. Very choppy price action, but we can see ES is leading heavily bearish. So using ES as a guide, I do think it pulls price lower. But again, it could just be again where we break back in. So we will see what happens. But those are my scenarios I'm looking at for the week, guys. Hope you guys enjoyed this one. and hope you guys have a good trading week. That's it for me, and I'll talk to you guys in the next one. Peace.